Welcome to Football Discussion Daily. My name is Joe, and I'm here with the co-host
DGO.
CGO or George. Today's the 18th of April, 2026. Just a quick reminder, if you like us, please subscribe. We release long form every day on YouTube and short form every day on Instagram, TikTok, and other platforms. Today, we are talking about the Premier League fixtures for this weekend. We have Brentford, Fulham, we have Leeds, Wolves, we have Newcastle, Bournemouth, Tottenham, Brighton, Chelsea, Man United, Nottingham Forest, Burnley, Aston Villa, Sunderland, Everton, Liverpool, Crystal Palace, West Ham, and the biggest game of the weekend is Man City hosting Arsenal in a vital tie in this title race, probably the start of the run-in. First question back to you, George, is before we get into predictions, anything like that, I think everybody's saying if Arsenal wins, title race done. If City wins, title race on. If this game ends up being a draw, George, do you think this title race is still on with the gap we currently have? Do you think City need to win?
If City wants to really compete for this title, they just have to win. That's the only way it can stand a chance of outclassing Arsenal from this title race. If not, it's going to be very difficult because Arsenal has, I think, 6 games left, and then City has 7. So um, if you don't take advantage of the game you have at hand now, then you don't have much games again. So they just have to win if they want to stand a chance. And for Arsenal, they must make sure they don't lose on Sunday. A loss for them means they've put themselves in a very tight corner. What it means is that now City will have the edge if Arsenal loses against City. And if you look at it, Arsenal haven't gotten a win at Etihad under Arteta. The last time Arsenal got a win was under Arsene Wenger. I think that was January 18 of 2015. So you can see that's a very long time. So it's been a very long time. Arsenal got a win at Etihad. That game ended 2-0. And I remember Santi Cazorla and Oliver Giroud were the scorers of those goals. So
Wow.
since then, Arsenal hasn't gotten any win at Etihad, and that's why sometimes people say the Etihad cost. So it's more like Arsenal is cost from getting a win at the Etihad Stadium. And if you look at the way Arsenal has been playing in the recent time, they've not been that convincing, and that makes me a bit skeptical if they can break that jinx at this time. So
Yeah.
I don't know what you think about the game.
I mean, I think it'll be interesting. I'm with you. I mean, a draw is basically a win for Arsenal. Arsenal is, yeah, and this is a much more of a must win for City. I mean, every team has the mentality we have to win every week, but City is done if this is a loss, and Arsenal is, the title race is done. I 100% believe that. But it'll be interesting. I don't take too much stock into what a 12-year-old result, what that means for this weekend in terms of the streak at the Etihad or curses or anything like that. I mean, not a single person on Arsenal are still with the team, at least on the playing side. So I don't know how much stock I take into that. Pep Guardiola wasn't even the coach when that happened. But I do think that Man City is really difficult to beat at the Etihad. And even when they've been poorer historically, last year they did not do great at the Etihad, but their record was still, much better. Their performance is much better. And that's scary to think given that they thrashed Arsenal a couple weeks ago at Wembley Stadium. George, do you think...
Go ahead.
Do you think that result from a couple weeks ago at Wembley in the Cup final, do you think that is going to inform anything? Because I take a lot of stock into that.
Joe, remember we said on this show that game, that Carabao Cup final game was very important for both sides. Because whether you like it or not, anybody that lost that game, we said, any team that lost that game is going to have impact on them psychologically. And that's the truth. So Arsenal losing that game, it wasn't a good one for them because psychologically, you will see that it has affected them. And that was what impacted even when they played the FA Cup game against Southampton. Because nobody will ever expect an Arsenal team to play Southampton and not get a win. So whether we like it or not, that game they lost against Manchester City has affected them, except we want to pretend it's not the reality. Because from after that game, they've not really been playing, even though we say they have not been playing so superbly, but their game has even dropped more. It's not even as nice as it was before now. So it has affected them. And I don't know how it's going to affect them in this game. That's why I'm a bit skeptical if they can
Yeah, yeah.
get a win. The best they can get might be a draw.
George, the big difference between Arsenal from a couple weeks ago and Arsenal today, or Arsenal Sunday rather, is that they're going to have David Raya in that and not Kepa. If you remember in that League Cup final, um, Pep Guardiola set up his entire team to basically say, Kepa, I want you to be the main distributor. He marked the entire back line. He left the entire wide of the field free, almost baiting in the middle third, almost baiting Kepa to do those long passes that he has not been known for and he is bad at. And it worked to City's advantage. It was kind of funny. Some of the players on Arsenal didn't know how to react to that type of tactics, but getting outsmarted like that though will get in Arteta's head. But it's going to be a big difference if they have Raya, because if City cannot do that against Raya, because they will get burned, because Raya can make those passes all day. He's one of the best passing goalies, and that's why I got him. So tactically, I think it's going to be a much more interesting matchup, and I think Arteta is much less likely to get caught with his pants down.
No. The truth is, Raya is a very good goalkeeper. I was even surprised when they played the Carabao Cup final. Why he started Kepa ahead of Ryan. Because what every coach does is you want to use your best player, just especially when it comes to a cup final. But I don't know why Teta decided to use Kepa in that game. But remember, Raya was in goal when they played Bournemouth last weekend. And at the end of the day, it's not only about the goalkeeper. Nobody takes away the great ability of Raya. Raya is a very, very good goalkeeper. For me, currently, he's one of the best goalkeeper in the world. But sometimes your teammates, if they are not playing at that top level, that can also impact on the goalkeeper. The keeper can just do the best he can do, but if the players let the goalkeeper down, then there's nothing the goalkeeper can do. So the Arsenal team have to step up. When Raya is making effort, they also have to do the same, so that at least they work like a team to achieve the common goal, which is getting the result at 80 yards. But if they are not doing that, and the goalkeeper is making so much effort, there's a point to get to, it gets overwhelmed. So that's one thing we just have to be conscious about.
I think it'll be really interesting. I unfortunately am playing at the same time, so I will not be able to watch. George, final question on this game. We can move on to some other games. What is your prediction for Sunday?
My prediction
Score.
for this one, my prediction for this game is Man City will win this game.
I think Man City is going to win by quite a bit. I'm going to say 2-3. I'll say 3-0.
Well, for me, it's not going to be that wide of a margin. It's going to be a slim win for Manchester City. That's what I foresee.
Okay, very awesome. All right, George, let's move on to some other games. Well, there's another big game this weekend. Chelsea is hosting Manchester United. This is a fixture that it probably means a lot more to Chelsea than Manchester United. I'd say this is as close to a must-win for Chelsea as they had all season. They're home against a good team. George, how are you feeling as a Chelsea supporter into this match? What do you think the Chelsea mentality is right now?
Well, you can see Chelsea in their last 5 games. I think they've only won just one game in their last 5 games. Manchester United have won, I think, 2 games in the last 5 games. So when you look at both sides, I won't say there's much. If there's not much of a gap in terms of ability and in terms of quality. The reality is that it's going to be a very tight game. It's going to be a keenly contested game. Chelsea playing at home, normally one would feel that that should be an advantage. And remember, it's been long. Manchester United got a win at Stamford Bridge. It's been a very long time. The best results they've been getting there is a draw. So when you consider that, you can say that Manchester United going to Stamford Bridge. It's not going to be an easy game for them. And Chelsea needs this game. It's very important they win this game, because currently Manchester United is on 55 points. Chelsea is on 48. So that's a 7-point gap. So Chelsea has to do everything within their power to make sure they reduce the gap. And you know the funny thing,
Chelsea's not concerned with the gap between Manchester United. There's one thing that matters to Chelsea right now, and that's getting fifth place. Fifth is guaranteed Champions League. There's no material difference between second, third, fourth, and fifth in terms of Champions League qualification. And I don't think the players really care between fifth, fourth, second, and third. I honestly think too, George. We talked about this the other night. Chelsea has a better chance of getting Champions League qualification from Aston Villa winning the Europa League, than they
you
do
you
by getting fifth place. They're
you, you,
4 points behind Liverpool.
you can't be banking on other teams to help you. You have to take your destiny in your hands. And you know the funny thing, Everton and Brentford are just 1 point behind Chelsea. So what it means is if Chelsea fail to win this weekend, then Brentford and Everton gets a win. That means they are going to surpass Chelsea. The pressure is really very high on Chelsea. What it means is they just have to win this game. If they don't win this game, I'm telling you, it's going to really mess up their chances. Even finishing sixth might even be very difficult for them at the end of the day. So it's a game they must win.
I mean, George, this is the second or third second season in a row, I believe, that Chelsea is in this position where even if they get the Champions League, they're clawing and going to squeak by that line at the end of the season. Do you honestly think transformation is going to happen this summer that could possibly make Chelsea progress? I mean, because this is a common thing that Chelsea is in this position.
Well, last season, remember, they were in a situation like this last season. In fact, a lot of people lost hope. Nobody was expecting Chelsea to even finish fourth on the table. People were hoping that even if they can finish fifth, that would be a good one. But surprisingly, I think towards the tail end of the season, when you look at the fixtures they had then, even Manchester United was one of the teams they played against. A lot of people were surprised how they were able to defeat teams like Manchester United, Liverpool, for them to finish. Even they went to the City ground to play Nottingham Forest, because then Nottingham Forest they were in very good form and they were also pushing to finish in the top four. But Chelsea surprised everyone. They were able to get those vital wins and then they finished fourth. So it's possible that that might happen now. Funny enough, they are playing the same Manchester United at the tail end of the season. So if they can get the win, well, that would be a good one for
We'll
them.
see.
I feel they
We'll
need to
see.
get the win.
It'll be a big end of the season for Chelsea for sure, and I think this is a different Manchester United team from a year ago. I don't think Amorim had it together. I thought he might get it together, but I was wrong, and always happy when Manchester United are not good. So, but they're pretty good right now. Let's go on to some other games. George, I'm moving on to other games.
Okay, let's go to that. I just wanted to make a very quick point. The reason why it's important Chelsea finish in the Champions League. If you don't finish in the Champions League sport, then attracting top players will be very difficult. So they don't have a choice. They just have to finish in the Champions League, considering the fact that they've spent so much. Champions League is a way to generate fund.
Nobody is denying how important it is to qualify for the Champions League. What I'm saying is you can't just say it's important, so therefore it's going to happen. I think due to the situation it's currently in and due to Chelsea's talent and mentality relative to Liverpool, it won't happen. And I think that you should start thinking about it, because if you don't think about it not happening, then you'll be shocked when it does. So it'll be really interesting. There's a lot of soccer to play. I could be wrong. You could be wrong. It's exciting. That's why we watch. Let's move on, George. Brentford, Fulham, Leeds, Wolves, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Tottenham, Brighton, Nottingham, Burnley, Nottingham Forest, Burnley, Everton, Liverpool, Palace, West Ham, Villa, Sunderland. Out of the other 8 games, which one intrigues you the most?
I think I will pick the Everton versus Liverpool. That's one game that
Why does
because
that?
that's a Merseyside derby, so it's going to be very very tough. Considering that Everton, they are not pushovers currently. They've really surprised a lot of people this season. So and they are also pushing to see if they can get at least a spot playing in Europe next season. So that's not going to be easy for Liverpool. And if you look at the way Liverpool has been playing this season, they've not been that spectacular. They've not been that convincing. So that gives me some doubt if they can get a good result at
This is
the
a
home of
fixture.
Everton.
This is a fixture. I feel that even when Liverpool is good, it's still tricky because they're less than 2 miles away. I think they're less than a mile. Rivals. It's an away game. I don't know the new stadium how far that is from Anfield. I think it's a little further, but it is a rivalry game, and I feel like this is a fixture in my head is always 0-0 or 1-1. I have memories of this fixture of you know Pickford breaking Van Dijk's leg, and I think it was Richarlison doing a tackle. So it's always an exciting fixture. I am pretty excited. I think it is going to be an interesting game as Tottenham against Brighton. Tottenham need at least one out of 6 wins in order to stay up, and they've not won all year. On paper, this is probably one of their more likely games to win. So I'm excited to see what happens in that game tomorrow, just because this could be another nail in Tottenham's coffin, especially depending on other results tomorrow. George, what do you think about that? You're laughing.
Uh, no, Joe, I don't agree with you. This is going to be a very difficult game for them because if you look at Brighton, Brighton has won 4 of their last 5 games. And then for Tottenham, they haven't won any game this year. So if you look at current form, Brighton is a better team than Tottenham, except they come out and surprise us in that game. For me, I think they won't find it easy playing against Brighton. Brighton is a team that knows how to get results, especially away from home. So it's not going to be an easy game for them. That's the truth.
Yeah, we'll see. And George, quick fire. What is the worst game of the weekend?
The worst game of the weekend, probably, what can we say? Maybe Newcastle playing against Bournemouth because uh, the question is what are they really fighting for? Bournemouth, they are in 11th position, and then Newcastle is in 14th position.
Both are safe.
You said what?
I said both are safe. You're 100%
So
right. I
so
agree.
so so
Either
there's
that,
not much there.
I agree with you. I don't think there's a lot to play for. Aston Villa, Sunderland. I don't think there's a lot to play for either. I think that Sunderland's pretty comfortably up and not qualifying for anything, and Aston Villa is, I think, pretty comfortably in the Champions League. So um, they're going to want to win, of course, because they're professionals. But George might disagree with me. George thinks Chelsea's going to catch them. We'll see. Let us know your thoughts. Please let us know questions again. What is the worst fixture of the weekend? Is the title race over if Arsenal and Man City draw on Sunday? What is your prediction for that game? And what is your prediction for the Merseyside Derby? Let us know your thoughts. Thank you for listening.